What is up, folks? My name is Gun Commentary, and if the world couldn't get any more dystopian, how's that for an intro? So yeah, I'll just get right into this. Jump right into the meat and potatoes of this video. So we recently, here in Europe, or in UK to be exact, I'm not in UK, but in Europe, in a European country, if you may, there is now a new law to protect minors. No, not the people working in mines, but people below age. So, what is this law, and why is it sounding like something straight out of a dystopian novel? Why does this sound like something straight out of George Orwell's fucking backlog of dystopias? Well, so this new law is the UK, and it has also some parts that have spread to the rest of the EU, because around the same time, there was also an Irish law. Anyhow, the UK age verification laws, and this is reading from cybernews.com, that there is a law now, which is not good for, the anonymous internet part. Websites website with adult or dangerous content needs to confirm that their users are above 18 years of age. And some of the different platforms that have this law is adult media platforms. I don't need to name any there. The boys know exactly which ones I'm talking about. We have social media platforms like Reddit, X, formerly Twitter, Discord and Blue Sky. We have dating platforms. The ones that are mentioned in this article is Grindr and Field. I don't know anything about either of them, so I guess both of them are gay dating apps. I know Grindr is dudes to dudes, but I don't know anything about Field. Anyhow, and online forums, communities discussing explicit, violent, or self-harm content. And that they want to keep these things away from minors is very understandable. If I were to be a father, I wouldn't want my child on like an adult content platform or a dating platform. Both those things, like if someone needs to access adult content, they should be an adult. If someone needs to access a dating platform, they should be an adult to not be in the risk of getting groomed. I mean, just take a look at some of the videos on my channel, my OG predator hunting videos. Those are like some of the dangers of, the internet. But there's a problem here, and that problem is that the age verification is some of the most, this is dystopian shit I've ever seen. So the government issued ID upload, that you're supposed to upload your government issued ID, like your driver's license or your passport or something along those lines, to like a private thing with the media, the media you want to access. And there's also biometric checks, which is that AI-powered facial recognition map your ID. There's also credit card verification. I mean, that one is probably like the most common or the safest one on some of the platforms. I'm thinking, doesn't Twitter have some like Twitter Plus thing, and Discord has, it's Discord Nitro thingamajig. And then we also have third-party verification, so it's like Yoti or age checked. Both of those, don't know how they are. But a lot of people have, due to this, turned to VPNs. And when this law came into, came to be, NordVPN, Surfshark, and ProtonVPN, they sold like hotcakes, man. They sold, like crazy. And a lot of people are not happy about this. Not the part that, you can't access adult content. That thing, I think most of us can agree, is a good thing. That, children can't access that kind of content. But you have to use your government ID to verify age. A lot of people are not comfortable doing that. Not in the slightest. And the crazy thing is that some other apps have also started to do this. For example, Spotify. Fucking Spotify? Like, that is insane. And then we also got news about the GTA 6. You'll have to do the same thing with. And at some point, I'm just wondering, what does the government really want with this? How corrupt are they? Because it feels to me, now I'm not some form of conspiracy theorist, but to me this feels like, the government have gotten paid to do this. At least if this was in America. That, to protect the children, you need to pass this law, but instead the companies behind them want to just sell more information. Another thing it says here on Cybernews is that the law is under political and public scrutiny, with a petition with over 420,000 signatures pushing for repeal, and several MPs have criticized the rules, but full enforcement is still planned for 2026. So this law, they've just ruled it out, and a lot of platforms are changing to it. But once again, the problem here is that being on the internet, you should have every right in the world to be anonymous. But here, oh boy, this is dystopian to me. I think this sending in your ID to maybe like Instagram or Facebook would probably be fairly all right, or like Twitter, even though, Elon being Elon, or I wouldn't like sending it to Discord, but it wouldn't be the biggest thing in the world. But sending in your your ID to the hub, I can't find. I probably will have to search all the world because I can't find a dude who'd willingly do that. This is just insane. I'm stuttering here out of and some of the things I get that they don't want minors on it, but at some point you'll have to believe in that some people actually care about their children, because this is just insane. For example, with the GTA thing, I can get that, with how controversial GTA is as a platform. I can get that people do not want, toddlers playing that, so to say, but that shouldn't lead to the people who play GTA, who are of age, having to send in their IDs for it. And I don't think the gooners want to do this either. And I get it that if my generation Z, and now coming with generation Alpha, there's a lot of people that see adult content way too early, and that fucks them up in the head. But at some point it should also be the parents who are a bit responsible for their children. If a parent cares, there are a bunch of ways to make sure your kid can't get into different things on different platforms. There's a bunch of ways for a parent to make sure that your child can't access some parts of the internet. There's a bunch of child safety things and everything that if you know what you're doing, it is not rocket science to add that into it all. And at some point companies need to stop doing this and trust that some parents actually make sure that their children are on the fucking platforms they should be, or not on the internet at all. I don't think that the internet should be used by children that much at all. I get that some parts of the internet can be used by children, like school projects, stuff like that. And I remember, during the pandemic years, a lot of children were home and school was, even the lower grades, was through stuff like Zoom and everything. But we need to draw a line. I can get using some part of the internet for education. I can get using some part of the internet to teach kids stuff. But any good parent won't let their kids watch whatever and be on whatever platform. If a parent actually cares about their kid, they'll make sure that this kid stays off of, the hub when they are 12. And another thing about this is that, sending in your ID to the government, or not the government, but to different platforms. When will this get hacked? I'm just gonna say. We all know about security breaches that happen on a bunch of these platforms on a fucking regular basis. How long until these platforms that now require you to send in your ID before they get hacked, and everyone's IDs are all over the world? Woo! So I think that is the main problem here. Plus that, was this really that necessary? Some of the things I get wanting to protect children, but how far are we willing to go? Are we willing to risk everyone's privacy? And I can say the only one actually winning here are the VPN platforms. So, hey, NordVPN, Surfshark, if you guys would like to sponsor me a little, bad joke. But there was also another interesting thing I read. This was on whizcase.com, so I'm not sure how. But does age verification break GDPR? This is interesting in my humble opinion. Age checks can comply with GDPR when platforms collect only what need to delete the data quickly. The Online Safety Act instructs services to encrypt documents to limit retention. Ofcom, one of the things they do to, check this, echoes it in its guides, and Reddit's persona system wipes images after 7 days. If a site holds your ID longer than necessary, it risks GDPR penalties. And remember, a couple of years ago when GDPR was the whole internet debate thing, and now it took, 4 years for it to break? 4 years? Oh, gotta love the internet, man, and politicians with it. Once again, I get some of the things being, I get some of the things doing this for actually, making sure that your children are safe, but we need to do some different things, and maybe, just maybe, trust that finally people who are parents will start actually parenting. Oh yeah, also I scrolled through these two, News and Whiskers, and Tinder is also, finally, that is actually, they did something good. All jokes aside, what do you guys think about this? Do you think this sounds as dystopian as I think, and what should we do about this? Is this something we should, should we do more petitions against it, or what is going to happen with this? And how long do you guys think it takes before every one of these platforms get hacked? And then we have everyone's faces out on the internet and everyone's IDs out for anyone to see. Anyhow, my name is Counter. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, Scan Commentary, not at all wanting your ID and signing out. Take care, folks, and bye-bye.